What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I am back with another review video. Big shout out goes out to Qlife for reaching out to me and asking me to review one of their e-bikes. This is the Racer model. You can get this bike from Amazon and it's only $449, which is insane. Is it a good value for money? That's exactly what we're going to find out today. I'm going to go over everything there is to know about this e-bike. I'm going to talk about the specs. We're going to do a speed test, a brake test. I'm going to ride around and talk about the riding experience. And because it is a mountain bike, we're going to take it on a little mini off-road trail over here, because we are, after all, at the world famous VoltedAdventures testing grounds. There will be chapters down below, so feel free to skip around to whatever part is of interest to you. But first, let's get started with the specs. So this is the Qlife Racer Plus electric mountain bike. It features a 1000-watt peak hub motor in the rear, coupled with a 48-volt, 13 amp-hour battery. Qlife claims that this should give you a range of up to 50 miles depending on riding mode and riding conditions, of course. We have 26 by 4 inch humongous fat tires, coupled with mechanical brakes with 180 millimeter rotors. We also have a front fork with lockout for a smoother ride. This bike also has a Shimano 7-speed. The seat is adjustable to accommodate different height riders. Up in the front, we have a quad LED headlight that's fairly bright. The total weight of this bike is 67.5 pounds with a 350-pound weight limit. And up on the handlebars, we have a half-twist throttle, our rear brake, and our Shimano 7-speed. And on the left side, we have our display with the on-off switch and mode selectors, our front brake, a headlight switch, and a horn. Now, as far as the price, as I mentioned earlier, it's currently going for $449 on Amazon, which is an insane price. It does have a shipping cost of about $200, so keep that in mind. Now, for this review, I'm going to be looking at both prices. So the $449 alone, is it a good value for money? And then again, $449 plus the $200, is it still a good value for money? Now, right before we hop on the bike and I'll show you the starting procedure, there's just one thing that kind of stands out right off the bat when I look at the bike, and it's these wheels. These wheels, and I hope you guys can see well, are absolutely massive. They're so big, it's insane. Huge wheels, 26-inch is what they say. Now, I guess it's a good thing in a way, because when you're riding off-road, it makes it a bit easier to roll over rocks and hard terrain, things like that. So we're actually going to test that and see how it does. Let's get on this thing, and I want to show you the starting procedure, which is pretty straightforward. There is an on-off button for the battery. Right now it's on. You got to make sure it's on before you start the bike. Otherwise, the bike will not turn on. And once you're on the bike, there's a power button over here. You hit that for 2 seconds or so and the screen will turn on. The bike has 5 different modes. 0 means there is no throttle input. It's just like a regular bike. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 being the fastest speed, and that's what we're going to test right now. I'm actually going to pull my phone out and compare it to GPS. Alright, mode number 5, the fastest mode. Here we go. The response right off the bat, it's very easy, kind of eases into the power, but then it starts to pick up speed right away. Now, sometimes with this GPS app, it kind of takes a second to catch up. So let's see what kind of result we're getting here. I hope I don't run out of room. The bike is already at 28 miles an hour, and will my phone catch up? That is the question. Catch up, I'm running out of room. It did not catch up. My phone showed 27. Now, the thing with this app is it doesn't have increments. So for, I could have been at 27.8 or 27.5 or whatever, and it did not show it. But that's pretty good, because some of these companies do have the speedometer of their bike or scooter or whatever a bit off than GPS. That's very, very common. So seeing it off by only 1 mile per hour, it's pretty good. And again, it could have been 27 point something. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it 28, and that's pretty good. So I'm happy to see that you're getting what the advertised speed is. and it got there fairly quick. It's about halfway through the track it got there, so that's pretty good. But now let's go ahead with our brake test. Now these are mechanical brakes and they can be adjusted. There's a bush coming up to the right in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that was a bit aggressive. Ooh, you could definitely tell the skid mark that I left. Now usually when I do these brake tests, there's that bush that I'm talking about over there, and there's this text on the floor right here, and I always gauge it by how far or close I am to that text right here. So we got within a foot or so, and I'm looking at an estimated about 30 feet or so. Again, estimated, but let's run it one more time for sign's sake. As I said earlier, these are mechanical brakes. They can be adjusted to give it more bite, less bite. These feel a bit loose, like I can have it bite a bit more. And the second thing is they're brand new and they still got to bed themselves in. And as soon as they bed themselves in, they'll actually start performing better and better. But anyways, let's give it one more shot over here. Get up to speed. And hitting the brakes in 3, 2, 1. Yep, we already did better. So we're about a foot or so to that. Now we're almost 5 feet from that. We did veer off course a bit, but yeah, we did better already. So that's a good thing. The brakes are already getting better. Rear locked up right away, and it felt decent. It is a heavier type bike. Not heavy in a sense of you can't lift it. You can pretty much lift it, but it's not like a scooter, you know? But anyways, that was our brake test. Now as far as riding, this is fun. Now a lot of the e-bikes that I get to review are similar in design of that moped-y type style. So being able to review a mountain bike looking one is it's pretty cool. And 26 inches, man, it's just like, it's a whole different feeling. It feels really good, like you're high up from the ground. It is a bit of a taller of a bike, so I'm about 5'8", and I'm right at the edge. I kind of have to put the seat almost at its lowest position, but it feels good. It's pretty sturdy. The frame feels solid, and again, the 26-inch wheels, you just feel like you're above everything. You kind of have this like protection, quote unquote, from the elements down below. Feel like you can conquer any terrain. It's pretty cool. As far as power, it's got a decent amount of power. It's 1,000 watts. It's pretty nice. I mean, you can always have more power, but it is what it is. Is that a coyote? That is a coyote. Uh-oh, don't attack me, coyote. That is... I don't want him getting near me. Yeah, that is a coyote. Gotta keep an eye on him. I don't want that guy coming over after me anyways. That's what you do when we take over their territory, you know what I mean? I think there's a dog coming too, so that might keep him occupied. But anyways, back to the bike. Pretty nice. I like the feeling a lot. Feels really good. The only thing that could be a bit better, I don't know if it'll break in with time, but the seat could definitely be a bit softer. Let me see. Let me stop real quick. Now let's look at the seat real quick. I mean, it is soft, but I guess it will break in with time as you're using this thing. But yeah, riding experience is pretty nice on this thing, I must say. As far as power, let's see, will it lift the wheel? Yeah, it kind of wants to. But again, if you're commuting this thing or taking it for light trail work, this will be amazing. But anyways, now it's time for our off-road test, and let's hope that coyote does not bug us. And let's see. So we do have a front fork with lockout. Right now it's in the open position, but this is a hardtail bike, so no suspension in the rear, and you might be able to hear that on my voice. This trail is very bumpy. Here's that coyote, man. You gotta go. All right, but yeah, so you can definitely feel it, but these wheels just roll over everything, no problem, and the power is right on the edge. But we are absolutely flying through this trail, and like I said, you're rolling over everything. Don't feel anything. Feels pretty good. I wish this had rear suspension. You might hear my helmet and my voice bouncing around, but we passed this off-road test with no issue at all. Felt really good, actually. There's a coyote over there. Yeah, it's a coyote. One. And he's like scared but not scared. Yeah. Yeah. No problem. Take care. Yeah, have to warn her. The dog that she has, I don't think it's the aggressive type. And I think that coyote is looking for a meal. But anyways, let's get off this bike and see if anything got loose. Things like that. I always like to check it after that off-road trail. It's like I said, it's very bumpy. It may not look like it, but it is. Alright, headset. Headset is solid. Wheels are solid. Wheels are solid. Brakes are solid. Chain is solid. Everything feels very solid, and the frame is very solid. Now, let's talk about final conclusion / things I like, things I don't like. I like the wheels, the fact that they're 26-inch. Like I said, you kind of roll over everything and you feel like, you know, above everything, like almost like a king, you know. It's funny to say, but you're kind of above everything and you just roll past things easy. I like the power and I like the battery. I mean, power, we can all use more power, but for the price, for 1,000 watts for $450, pretty good. $1,000 for, what is it, 650 with the shipping, still very good. The battery is very good. I've been riding all the way here, riding around, and I have to ride back, and I think I lost like maybe 15 to 20%. That's pretty good. So as far as commuting and going on long rides, you're gonna be able to do that. Now obviously range and things like that will vary a lot depending on rider weight, the PSI in your tires, weather, all kinds of conditions affect that, but pretty good. I like the build quality. Very solid, as I said, very good. The fork is decent. It's one of those generic forks that a lot of these e-bikes get. I mean, it's there, it's existent, but it's not gonna be, you know, Fox. So keep that in mind. Now, things I don't like. I don't like the saddle / seat, whatever you want to call it. It is adjustable, so that's nice. You can fit different height riders. I just think it's a bit too stiff. I wish it was a bit softer. And the last thing is just lacking the rear suspension. Again, it's a style of a bike. This is a hardtail. They make them for a reason. It's just so much nicer when you have that rear suspension. It makes the ride so much smoother. But again, this is more of like me being nitpicky, you know what I'm saying? Now, is it a good value for money? In my opinion, for $450, this is an insane value for money. And it's a pretty decent value for money as well with the additional shipping. Now, is this bike for everyone? I'm not 100% sure because it's more of a style thing, right? So it's a personal choice. If you like the mountain bike look, then it's probably for you and it's a good value for money. If you're not digging the mountain bike look, then obviously it's not for you. But that's just a personal thing, you know what I mean? Now, I'm pretty sure I went over everything there is to know about this bike. If I missed anything, definitely leave a comment and ask me a question. I will do my best to try to answer. If you're interested in checking this bike out, I will have a link in the description. Now, if I was able to provide you guys with any type of value in this review, I would highly appreciate it if you guys can leave a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. If you want to see more of these reviews, and there are plenty more coming, definitely hit that subscribe button. But I think that's pretty much it for me, guys. My name is Tom. This has been the Qlife Racer electric mountain bike. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.